Welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. On my wrist today is a very unique Italian micro brand. It's an affordable watch with a crazy dial. So this is a Japanese made compound that coats the dial called Musou Black, and Musou Black will absorb 99.4% of all visible light. So you look at this, and it's not like looking into a lacquer or an enamel or a very deep black dial. Those are beautiful, yes. This is like looking at a void. You really don't see anything outside of some reflections off of your sapphire crystal. And then, yes, there will be an applied Maltese cross logo for this brand, Venezianico. And then there will be polished, beveled, Dauphine style hands that you can see. So it's a really unique look, and it reminds me of a watch that I reviewed last year called the H. Moser Alp watch. Now, that is a piece of high horology that is handmade and hand finished and carries exclusive use of the formula of Vantablack, or the compound Vantablack. And Vantablack absorbs 99.9% of visible light. So there will be a 0.5% difference in the absorption between Vantablack and Musou Black, but really, for all intents and purposes, they're extremely similar. H. Moser on one hand is a $20,000 troll of Apple Watch, and then Venezianico on the other hand is an affordable micro brand, an Italian watch brand that I think is pulling people away from fashion watches, maybe just a passive watch fan, and they're kind of funneling them into this hobby. And they're getting them interested in traditional mechanical watches, automatic watches, watches that carry unique compounds, materials, or executions. And I think that's a good thing. Now, that being said, let's go in on a macro level and take a look at the execution. Now, admittedly, I'm only going to show you maybe one or two shots because there's really nothing to look at. Again, there is the logo, there is the handset, but you're not looking at anything. There is no text, there are no hour markers or index track. There's nothing of the sort. It's all about looking into the void and seeing nothing. And that's kind of a fun thing. Again, it's different than just looking into a deep black dial or an enamel dial or a lacquered type of dial. It's a different experience. And I think you really need to see it in person to fully appreciate it. Now, that being said, it's in the Redentore case, 40.2 millimeters in case diameter, 47.6 in overall lug-to-lug length, 12.2 in overall height, with 20 millimeter lugs and 100 meters of water resistance. Now, unfortunately, it is not a thread-down crown. It is signed, but it is a push-pull crown, and I know that's going to be a disappointment to some of you that watch my channel. Continuing, the movement within the case is the Seiko-made NH35 movement, so really nothing to write home about, but I think a pretty good choice for a watch that will retail at $500. Now, this watch has sold out in the first 3 batches that have been produced, and it's sold out almost immediately. And Venezianico has informed me that they have 2 more batches in production, the first of which will release on the 4th of May, and then the second of which will release in June, a month later. So there will be 500 more made of this specific watch with the Musou Black dial in the Redentore case. And outside of that, I have no idea if they're going to be discontinuing the model or if they plan to do other runs, other production batches. So if you're interested in this, I would jump on, either in May or in June to secure one of those 500 pieces because I think they'll go pretty quickly. That being said, what would be a negative element of this watch? Well, I would say if you're going to be buying this, you're not buying this to get a daily driver. You're not getting this to see the time to the second or even a date. What you're going to be doing when you buy this is specifically get that look, that minimalist look that absorbs almost all natural light. It's more of a conversation piece. So I'm not going to say legibility or anything like that is a negative element because you should know that going into this watch. But what I will say is I was not a fan of the Italian-made leather strap that comes on this watch. I took it off because It's just a basic black leather strap. And I think looking at the painted black of the leather next to the Musou Black was kind of disappointing. So I took it off the leather and I placed it on a German-made, Stabe is the brand, a Milanese mesh that I think really sets off the look and accentuates that void of a dial, that absolute nothing that kind of reminds me of that Alp watch from H. Moser. But I will say that Alp watch didn't have any discernible ARC on the sapphire crystal, so I saw a lot of light play and reflections just off of that crystal. And I'm not getting that to the same degree because Venezianico is utilizing ARC on their flat sapphire crystal. So I think that is a good move to enhance the clarity to see absolutely nothing, if that makes sense. So again, links will be in the description. Please reach out if you have any specific questions. Thank you for watching today. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.